Hey, beautiful family. Hi, extraordinary woman. I am in the south of France in a co working space, so I hope we have like 5 minutes to do this. And the light is okay. Let me turn on this little light. Okay. Today, I wanted to share with you three pillars that you could call on and think about and just process to help you if you are a super busy mom or you're someone who's really unhappy with her reality and she feels like, oh, your heart's just breaking, that you're not living the life you're supposed to live. So let me actually check if this is working. I hope it's working. All right. So if you've been feeling like your heart's just feeling like it's sinking in, like I'm working a lot, I'm not spending time with family, and my poor little kiddos don't get to see their mom. You're working 80 hours a week and you're like, I'm feeling hopeless and I'm feeling stuck. And the feelings are pretty strong and recurring. I want to do a quick presentation. It's really just a couple of slides I made on Canva. It's like nothing fancy, really. Just to kind of, I don't know, maybe you can watch that one night when you're going to bed, and you can just think about these three different pillars and let it sink in, you guys. Okay, let it kind of go in, because this can help you. I've even helped a woman recently who wasn't getting enough clients into her brick and mortar business, like her restaurant, because of COVID. And she did this. She knows who she is because she'll probably be here watching this. And she ended up getting more people in. It's starting to feel and look better. More people are going into her store. More people are buying things. And it's all about using these three pillars together. That's what creates the magic. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you want more freedom, this is it. All right, here we go. Thanks for hanging out. And if you're watching the replay, just hashtag replay. So I know you were here. All right, so my heart goes out to you because I just want you to remember, if you've been feeling stuck, you have such incredible power to turn it around. But we've got to work on these three key areas. Number one, I'm going to say that her name's Jen, right? She's raising her kids. She's a single mom. She's working 80 hours a week, trying to obviously protect and have safety for her family financially, but she's really torn because she wants to spend more time with her family. So what can she do? What could she do that's like the smallest change that will actually lead to a much easier lifestyle for her and her kids? So first, she's got to remember that she's got the power to manifest her way out of this, that she's a powerful creatrix who can manifest her way out of this situation if she works on these three simple, practical pillars. Number one, the pillar number one is mindset. So this includes subconscious work. It includes belief work. So what usually keeps us stuck, you guys, are two conflicting beliefs. And I'll give you an example. But for Jen, in this example, it's on one hand, there's the belief, the really strong, masculine, maybe patriarchal belief, I'm only going to be safe if I work and I make money and provide for my family. So that's keeping her in that paradigm of safety comes from work and from actual money, right? And health insurance and all the things she probably gets through work. And on the other hand, it's like, but what feels right? What feels like the most amount of love and safety is quality time with my children and my family. So there's like this conflict of this is what my head tells me to do, that this is what will keep me safe. And then my heart is saying, but I want this. I recently was doing some energy reading for another client who was like, oh, I love using your tools. They're helping me feel safe and I'm losing weight. So because she's using energy healing tools and mindset tools and all the emotional tools I teach, she's losing, I think, what is it, 7 or 10 pounds? I don't remember what it's in the pounds currency. Shifting it, she's in the UK. So, but she also wants to get pregnant. So it's like, okay, she's telling her mind, let's lose some weight or let's continue to lose weight. But at the same time, let's get pregnant. So can you guys tell? Two conflicting beliefs. What is going to happen is she'll either stop losing weight or she even won't get pregnant, because again, the mind is listening to every thought we're telling it. And it's wanting to give us what we're asking for. But when there's two conflicting beliefs, it just stalls, and it's going to usually go to what's most familiar. So when there are two conflicting beliefs, mind goes back to what's familiar. It's not necessarily what's best belief, but it will go back to what's familiar. And it keeps us sort of locked into these old paradigms that we inherited from our parents and grandparents and generations before, who are not even necessarily like really useful for us to hold on to it. So you have this 98% of you, which is the subconscious, which is the most powerful part of you and me and in all of us, who's like, oh, well, let's make these beliefs true. You make money through work. Let's work 80 hours a week because that will provide the money you need. But then it conflicts with what she wants. What's interesting here is the mind doesn't open up to see other possibilities, right? You could get pregnant and stay skinny. You could have a very healthy baby and not have to gain a bunch of weight. But the mind, when it's stuck on these two conflicting beliefs, it's like it's so busy fighting each other that it doesn't see the bigger possibilities. So what do? How can we move on from there? Pillar number 2, this is what you can do when you're in the middle of these conflicting beliefs. Oh, I want to make more money, but I want to work less. Well, how does that freaking work if you've been programmed with money comes from work, right? It's like if you grew up on a farm and you were raised with the belief, we make money selling potatoes, but you don't want to sell potatoes anymore because you're sick of selling potatoes. Well, you're going to reteach your mind, hey, we can make money without selling potatoes. And you really, really can. I mean, we live at an age where the law of attraction is going to bring to you whatever the hell you believe you want to bring, you want to receive. So, but when you're feeling that stuck, what you got to do is work on emotions. Emotions are like vibrations, which are linked to beliefs. So you can actually clear the feeling, I feel really, really stuck, because it's going to clear the belief, which will free up, like her energy, her vibe will free up to manifest a different reality. But she's got to start at the level of feelings. Pillar number 1, she can realize her conflicting beliefs and definitely question them and change them. Pillar number 2, sit with those sticky recurring feelings. Retreat to treat your heart is what I teach the girls in my Success Queen bootcamp, is what they work on. They really learn to master their emotions, because if you can learn to listen to an emotion, what it's saying and why it's there, you can actually go to the root of it and unprogram it and change it. So it's really cool. If feeling stuck is strong and recurring, and she's felt that way for decades, even perhaps childhood, like a lot of our sticky, strong, recurring feelings like anger, betrayal, abandonment, they come from much younger little inner children inside us. They're like tiny little archetypes who actually have big feelings and emotions, and they can take a lot of room. They can kind of influence a lot of our decisions and keep us stuck. Okay, so what Jen can do, is actually unmemorize the feeling stuck. If she just kept working on that and like blowing it up, deleting it, using the tools she has available, it will move her out of that strong recurring space she gets to be in all the time. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Is this helpful? I can't tell if anyone's online right now. I know it's a little early for the States, but I'm going to go on the Facebook group to see if anyone's on. And if you have any questions or comments or like, yay, this resonates, let me know. I know I'm going a little fast because I didn't have a whole lot of time to do this today, but I wanted to still make it for you guys. I know I haven't been in the group, but it's good to be back, and I want to keep showing up for you guys more often. So, all right, now, the higher the vibe, the better the reality. So when she's going to, okay, wait, sorry. Multitasking. Okay, so Jen is feeling stuck, right? She's been feeling this way for a long time. She works on pillar number 2, which is unmemorizing the feeling. It will help her. Here's my, what I want you guys to think about, and you can journal about this, but we all want to manifest so we feel different, right? It's like, oh, if I have more money, I will feel safer. If this happens, I will feel different. If I get more clients, I will feel different. If I get approval, I will feel enough. If I get this, I will feel safe. But the truth is we can feel different before we manifest. And that's actually what what's the word when you, it's what comes before manifesting is what we feel. So in order to manifest an outcome, we have to feel what it's like to have it already. Yeah, you guys, it speeds up time. It actually, you leap into its realization when you feel it first. So instead of wanting to have something show up and wait for something to show up so you can feel different, what if you practiced feeling different? And if you felt low, if you felt a negative vibe, you would do some clearing on it, you would tune in, you would delete it, you would do the work, and then you would get back up to a higher vibe. And from an awakened heart, you would actually be able to call things in. I sound so teachery. I'm sorry if I sound like a teacher. Because the higher the vibe, the better the reality. So you shift your vibration by tuning into your feelings, which then changes your vibe. And if you have a higher vibe, you have a better reality. Does that make sense? Okay, and so that brings us to pillar number 3 before I have to go. Energy. Yay, you're all energy beings. I'm an energy being. Everybody's an energy being. So is Jen. So what Jen can do is energetically through a very specific high vibe meditation, sitting in her sacred circle at home, she can grow taller. She can call on the light, and that will resolve her problem. She can use her innate, everybody's born with this, ability to absorb higher vibrational light into her body, which will delete, uncreate, and transmute stuck freaking energies, you guys, okay? You don't have to keep repeating childhood patterns because you absorbed them when you were a kid. Yes, we all did. We don't have to keep repeating them. We can uncreate them and do some work on this. Okay, so before Jen manifests her new reality where she's like, if she really did leap into, I'm making so much more money, or I'm spending so much more time with my kids, or hopefully both. She has safety and she has her time with her children. She needs to move her energy up. She's got to practice gratitude. She's got to practice loving herself and her kiddos. She's got to practice using those loving moments she has with them to transmute and clear those low vibes in her heart. Because then what will happen is it will change those familiar old sticky feelings and move up to a much higher vibe, okay? They have to become, so yeah, her old stuck vibration has to be such a thing of the past. It's so unfamiliar. It's so gone. It's so something she couldn't even relate to it anymore. Like, who is that who used to do this? I don't even remember who that is. Okay. So we've got to make the familiar feeling of struggling and feeling stuck a thing of the past, both emotionally, energetically, mentally, which is all doable. You all have the capacity to do this using these 3 pillars of working on your emotions, your energy, and your mindset. And again, you guys, like, instead of thinking action, and of course taking action is great, but we can't create a new reality from feeling the same way every day, you know? Get on the roller coaster of actually allowing yourself to feel the feeling. I know some of us are afraid to feel our feelings. It's like, what? I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'll never be able to do this. Trust me, if I'll be back later on this week, and if I hope that you can join us at some point this year in the Success Queen Bootcamp, because there was a lady in there who was like, I was so afraid of feeling my feelings before I started your course, but now I actually love sitting and feeling my feelings and actually understanding why they show up and being able to feel them through to completion. I guarantee you can go from feeling like 10 out of 10 anger down to maybe a 1 in a few minutes. So you really deserve to know how to listen and read your own feelings to find out what they're trying to tell you. But really what you can do this week, if you resonate with Jen's story, is to sit with, okay, I'm willing to change my mind for mindset. I'm willing to find out what my conflicting beliefs are and think about them, change them. So if you want to get pregnant and lose weight, you can make some choices. Maybe you can have both. You can have both, but you've got to sort of convince your mind you can. Or you could let go of the need to lose weight. Or you could schedule it differently. You spend a whole year getting in shape, and next year you can, get pregnant. But you're gonna want to work on your mindset and move into acceptance. So for Jen, who's stuck working 80 hours a week, not spending enough time with her family, at some point she needs to have acceptance. Okay, this is the real life I chose. This is who I'm gonna be for now, and I'm going to accept it. Until she can do some more work on her subconscious beliefs. Of course, she could have safety, and have more time with her kids. But if, like I said, if her dad and her mom showed her, we make money through, that's a really weird noise. Hang on, you guys. Okay. Oh, I know what it is. They do these alarms on Wednesdays to test things out. So anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes, or actually I will be back in a few days, and let me know below if this resonates and what you can work on. Okay, you guys? But yeah, I just lost my train of thought. So mindset, what can you do to change your mindset? What could you do to meditate your way out of a feeling by calling on the light? And what could you do to listen to the feeling and nurture the feeling and just let it come up? If you work on these three things, your vibration is going to improve. And if your vibration improves, you're going to be able to call things in using your heart and your energy and actually manifest much more awesome realities. Because to be honest, you guys, we live in a world that just is awaiting your projections onto it. We live in a reality that awaits you asking for things so you can have it and receive it. Yay, fun! I gotta go. I'll see you guys soon. Let me know if this was helpful and what you're going to work on. Leave below what you're going to do to put some of this into practice.